Konnichiwa, and welcome to the 416th podcast of the Rowan Anime Group. My name is Robert Kyle, and I'm currently the president of the group. Today we're not going to be doing any reviews of anime, but I'm going to do a little flashback to the Triad Anime Convention 2 this year. Now, before I get started, I did have some problems at this convention. 1 week prior to the convention, I had failed at work, and I had pinched two nerves in my back. I was in a lot of pain. But I am very grateful that I had two of my members that went to this convention. JR had been at this convention, the very first one last year, but I took a new member with me, Cameron. Now, Cameron has been with me at other events before. We've been at Con Carolinas, and I did take him to a one-day mini-con called the Charlotte Anime Day. And he had a very fun time. But this was his really first time he had ever went and experienced a 3-day anime convention. And he seemed like he had a very good time. I do want to take the time to thank Cameron for one thing. When I was in a lot of pain, I was laying in the bed. He let me watch an episode of Vampire Night, and I was very grateful. It was from the second season, and I got a chance to rewatch that episode over again. Some of my panels went very well. I was very surprised at the turnout, and I mean very surprised that What Makes Inuyasha So Great had a full room. I was kind of a little bit disappointed. I wish I had a bigger turnout, but I did have a fun time at Robotech, the Fourth Generation War panel. Kevin Maseratu, who is the creator of Loving Hina and Negama Master Megara, and also IL Love, that panel did not turn out the way I thought it was. Now, it was put at a pretty late hour, but I thought I was going to have more people than that, but I did have a few people, and I'm grateful for those who came, but I just wish that panel would have went over a lot better. I did do my J-pop panel. Now there is a problem when you do a J-pop panel, even though mine was 2 hours long, is that you want to get the audience to anticipate, to ask questions, and try to pass out information. I always feel like when I do that panel that I've not really given it a fair shake. I should have worked on it a lot more, do a write-up, and maybe pass out information about some of the artists that I was showing on that particular panel, and maybe I'll do it right next time, next year. So that was one of the little hang-ups. Now, I did have some good news. When I was down Sunday, I went downstairs, and there was these bunch of people that were in the lobby, and some of them came up and told me that they were going to be starting up at their Christian school a Christian anime panel. I mean, not panel, but club. And I'm kind of glad to hear that news. I should never take credit for that. If anybody who needs to take credit for it would be Jesus. And being a Christian myself, that's where the honor goes. But there is somebody else who I highly respect, and I think he deserves some praise for it. And that would be Vic Bandana. Because Vic is a very kind person, and I went to his panel at Ichiban Con, and he talked about faith. Now, when I do my Christianity and anime panel, I try to do it more analytically, and I try to do it and give out information and try to be as analytical as possible, and let my participants put together the puzzle and form their own opinion. But I was glad to hear that somebody out there was going to put together a Christian anime club. Well, I went up after that and went up to the con suite, and I talked with Danielle, the con chairman, and I told him some ideas that I had for Ichiban Con 5. And yes, I am planning to be at Ichiban Con 5 in 2014, and one of the panels I suggested was doing one called Japan. When I did differences in anime storytelling panel at Ichiban Con 4, it was quite interesting because I had a great deal of intelligent people in that panel discussing things, giving me feedback and stuff. And I thought, well, next year we should do one on Japan because, to talk about the country, the subject, and just try to do a general outlook on Japan would be marvelous. And so he seemed very interested in the idea. I have submitted it for next year's Ichiban Con. Well, our next meeting for the Rowan Anime Group will be on June 21st. We will be meeting at the conference room at Woodley Flames from 6 to 8 to watch Pumpkin Scissors. Then on July 23rd, we're going to be meeting again at Whitley Flames at 6 to 8 to watch High School of the Dead. Please note that High School of the Dead is a very mature anime and not for little kids to watch. On August the 3rd, we're going down to Charlotte to the Wells Fargo building for Baccalaureate, the Japanese Culture Festival, from 11 to 4. And then on August the 17th, we're going to have a cosplay picnic at the City Park at Shelter Number 1 from 1 to 7. And then on August 28th, we're having our 3rd annual J-Pop night at the Rowan Public Main Library in the Hurley Room from 6 to 8:30. And we hope that you can attend. Thank you for watching this podcast. Goodbye.